Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new elite family of woods and irons from Callaway.
Yeah, I mean, I got on a nice roll on the back nine and made some putts, hit some really good shots, and you have to do that here. I mean, look, if you're hitting it good, you can make a lot of birdies. I think this course has shown that, but, you know, with the winds and the kind of the swirling just a little bit off the cross, whether it's a little bit hurt, a little bit down, it could be a big factor into these approach shots. But, you know, I hit it really good, and for the most part, pretty stress-free today.
You've made your impact on the island, in the state, on and off the golf course. What is it about this place, your vibe, that always seems to mesh so well at the start of the year?
Yeah, it's just nice. I mean, even if you do hit a bad shot and you get a little frustrated, you can look out at the ocean pretty much on every hole. So that's, you know, it's something to take on for the rest of the year. But you know what? I'm happy with the round I had today, and hopefully we can continue that for 3 more days.
You've become a mainstay here at Kapalua. Anything on the island left that you haven't done that you want to do? What's on the bucket list still?
Oh man, I don't know. I'd still love to go ocean fishing. Haven't done that. You know, I'm sure there's some pretty good zip lines out here. So a lot of the fun adrenaline stuff I'm up for.
Even more reasons to keep coming back. Collin, nice playing. Appreciate the time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you.
So what is it about this golf course?
I don't know. No, I just, you know, there's certain courses where you feel like you can birdie every hole, and it's not like a forced thing that you can have happen, but it's, you know, it's just, I feel like out here, if you hit some good approach shots, you can make some putts, and thankfully I've made a lot of putts throughout the years, but, you know, today was just to focus on today, and I'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow happens.
Does the slopes and sort of the variety of lies you get on approach shots, do you enjoy that? Is that, I mean, you hit...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's only a couple courses that are like it.
Right.
You know, obviously Augusta being one, and you forget how sloped this golf course is and some of the shots you're going to have. You know, it's playing pretty soft this year. So, you know, you hit a shot on 11 and on 17 and I've got 5-iron in off a big downslope, and you just can't let up, because, you know, you got to remember what kind of cause and effect, uphill, downhill, where to miss it, and really just be really, you know, I guess aggressive with what you're committing to, because with the slope and the wind, it can just be that much more of a miss when it happens.
Yeah, you mentioned, you know, it's a place you know you can score, but you can't just make that happen.
Yeah.
Is that always ever a tricky balance, kind of going into a course, a day where you see everyone scoring low? You know it's going to be a pretty low week, and you don't want to force it.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I practice at Summit, and it's a golf course that, you know, on a normal day, you're probably shooting 5-6 under. Okay. So I think just being able to practice at a course like that, you know, I think we're past the point of trying to force it. I think, you know, we're veterans enough and we've played enough golf where we're not forcing the birdies, but it can be frustrating when you're not. You know, I mean, being 2 under through 8, I was kind of like, all right, you know, I know there's a few more chances out there. You leave a couple, but that's what I mean is you can make birdies in kind of bunches out here on any part of the golf course. So just knowing that you have 9 more holes, 10 more holes, whatever, and just continue to give yourself looks. Hopefully the putts drop, and they did today.
Do you feel like your year last year went under the radar at all?
No, I mean, I didn't win. For me, it was a solid year, but it comes down to the wins, and you know that's what we're focused on.
That was going to be my next question. Yeah, how do you judge yourself? Is it truly a winner?
Yeah, I mean, there's many ways to judge yourself. You look back, and you know I grade myself on a good season when you win. But this year, you know, I'm going to take it one round at a time, one tournament at a time, and really try and do my best. You know, I did that. Everyone does that at the end of the season because it's the end of the season, right? But it's how do you have that mentality early on and say, okay, well, I've got 4 days. Like, let's put it all out there and then see what happens.
But then generally, you feel like your game, though, right, going into this year is where you should be winning at the rate you want to?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot different of a stage than I've been the past, I guess, every year I've showed up. You know, every year I've kind of played Bahamas and took a handful of days off, a week off, and then you start testing drivers. I mean, this year I had 8 weeks off to where I was relaxing, but I was working, you know, and just tinkering and having fun, not worried about if I have a tournament tomorrow, I got to worry about where the ball's going. So it was nice. So it's nice to put a, you know, solid first round together.
What do you think the best thing you got from those 8 weeks was?
Just rest. I mean, literally just being fresh. It's nice to kind of have that reset. I haven't had that in, let's call it the 6 years I've been out here. So it's hopefully, you know, a good little reset to just keep going for the rest of this year.
Anything from that experimenting and that tinkering that's stuck with you and you're bringing into the new season?
You know, just, I mean, if you watch a lot of my shots today, I was kind of doing this little preset thing before a lot of my iron shots, just kind of allowing the body to get to where it needs to be in the shot. But yeah, it's been working, which has been nice. It wasn't a 2-day thing and then throw it in the trash.
Collin, I know how special this place is for you, but what's the vibe like this year? Maybe compared to last year, 17 months now after the fire, Lahaina's on a little bit of a recovery, rebuild phase. What's kind of the vibe for you personally?
Yeah, it's good to see a few more things open. Obviously, the road kind of going past like Front Street is still closed, but the one up top, the highway going past it. It's still a little eerie, but I think people are, you're seeing the positive side of it, hopefully. And look, it's still going to take some work. It's still going to take a lot of fundraising and donations and people just coming through. And it's awesome to see just houses slowly being built and people moving back in, even after, unfortunately, what they lost.
You were kind of one of the first guys to get your fellow players to kind of jump in and help with the recovery. How special is that for you? And if you can tell us what you're doing this year, if you can.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's always been a special place, right? And this place will always be kind of the home away from home. And I haven't done anything yet this year, but doesn't mean I won't. And like I said, this place means a lot, just kind of the history going back through my family.
Will, congrats, great day. 8 birdies, no bogeys. That's like the Will Zalatoris from a couple of years ago. I thought I was watching you from like maybe 2022 or something.
Well, hopefully this is Will of 2025.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's nice to be in a really good spot and really good headspace. Body feels great.
Yeah.
Put in a lot of great work over the last 4 months. Purposely didn't play much just because I knew I wanted to get some work in, and I didn't want to come into the season really trying to find things to work on in my game. I wanted to just get back to playing the game. I go back to COVID when things were shut down and the only thing we could do was just go play and carry our bag, and that was really, really beneficial for me moving up off of Corn Ferry and then eventually almost winning the Masters. And so that's the recipe. I don't need to be sitting on the range hitting 300 golf balls trying to find it. I need to go back out there and play the game.
I haven't seen you in a while, but it looks to me like you've put on some weight. You worked in the weight room pretty hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, after this season, I typically end up losing probably somewhere between 5 and 10 pounds every year. And I left Colorado at 163, and I weighed in before I left at 182. So I've put in. It's been a lot of work. A lot of work in the gym with Damon Goddard. A lot of work with just making sure that I want to, longevity. I mean, obviously I could stand up on any tee and pop off a 180 ball speed, but I want to do that for as long as I can, and hopefully this is something that's going to help for the long term.
Really didn't have much for expectations coming in because there wasn't a whole lot of player practice for the last few months, but felt like I was putting really well coming into the week, and I started right off the bat on 1 with a nice 15-20 footer that I made. Made another one on 3 and then chipped in on 4, so kind of a nice way to ease into the round and kind of get things going.
Third time here, how comfortable are you getting with the golf course?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a golf course that sets up for me well. There's some room off the tee, so you can drive it in a lot of fairways, and then you hit some good irons in. I feel like you can make a lot of birdies out here, so I feel like I should play well, and hopefully I can keep that going.